we do, which is welcome back. Today it's servo time. Now I've been waiting for this to come back for about 3 or 4 months now. This is the Holmes Hobbies SHV500v3. It's the strongest servo that I think I can get hold of for a 1/10 scale crawler. It's directly battery powered. Now because I've put the Castle SW4, it's only powered by a 3-cell LiPo, but you can power this by a 4-cell LiPo as well, and you get ridiculous power at that point. It's already pretty immense anyway at 11.1 volts. So they're saying at 11.1 volts, you've got a 0.1 second 60-degree turn, 450 ounce-inches of torque. For 14 volts, it goes down to 0.08 seconds for a 60-degree turn, and 520 ounce-inches. Although I do know people who've tested this, RC Review is one of them, and they found that it well exceeds those. So yeah, it's a bit of a monster. So it's time to put it in this thing, and this is my scattergun, which is based on a TRX4 with custom rails. It's currently running the AGFRC servo, which is not as strong as the Holmes, but not as fast as the Holmes, but still probably 2-3 times stronger than anything else out there on the market. Quite equivalent to the Three Brothers sort of G13 type servos. Very, very strong, very, very fast, very, very reliable, but this is just tangibly better. The difference being, in the UK at least, the AGFRC at the time of me buying it was about a third cheaper than the Holmes Hobbies. But when I found the Holmes Hobbies available in the UK, I just had to have one to see what the fuss was all about. So we'll bring you in closer, we'll get it all installed, then we'll do a bit of driving, and then we'll come back and wrap up. Okay, bit of an easy one, this one. On the scattergun, I've got a forward servo mount, so it's really not going to be too hard to get this servo off. Hopefully you'll get a nice view. So this is the AGFRC. The first thing that I'm going to look at is the size of the Holmes Hobbies and my shell. And that's a nice touch. They actually give you a JST to solder onto your battery leads. I'm going to drive mine from the balance port, unless I do manage to get the soldering iron out. So I'll have a think about it as I install it. It might be worth soldering it on directly. So it comes with reasonably decent length cables. At a guess, that looks about somewhere between the sort of 15 to 20 centimeters. So you know, on a crawler, the cables are, well, they're 2/3 the length of the crawler, so they must be about 20 centimeters. We've got bolts with a nice ties without cutting through the cables might be. Remove that. And then I'm just going to wrap some electrical tape back around this. No. Oh, it's just not quite having it. Oh, just had it and then dropped it, but it's attached now. I just need to press it on properly. Okay, so that's the AGFRC out the way. This is the Holmes Hobbies. We're just going to do a bit of cable management here. So grabbing a 2mm Allen key, I'm going to get this cable, Allen key, hex driver. I'm going to wrap this cable around the hex driver. And then I'm just going to give it a bit of a twist, not to break it, but just firm enough just to get some heat in there. And when I pull this out, we have a nice curly cable. I'm going to do the same on the servo end, but I'm only going to do it to the power cable, not the signal cable. Although the signal cable is a twisted pair, so that should be fine. What we do is get it all wrapped up. Again, just just rubbing my thumb up and down it, just get a bit of heat in it, and then give it a bit of a twist, and I let go. Got a nice curly cable. We're going to want to put some electrical tape on this. Can't put heat shrink on because I didn't remove the connector. So that's just going to be an electrical tape job. They both do the same thing. They're just an insulator. Probably should have done it before I curled the cables, but you live and learn. We're going to put the power together. Going to plug this into our receiver, and then we're going to turn it on, give it a little twist, and just check that everything's set up correctly in terms of endpoints. So I'm also going to have to grab my transmitter. I've got a bit of a potted history with this one. I got one about 3 or 4 months ago, ran it for about 3 weeks, and then it just gave up on me. It just started twitching, and after it started twitching, it then started twitching and centering slightly to the left, then centering a bit more to the left, and I kept turning my steering trim up, turning up my sub trim, moving my servo horn, and eventually it just went full left and wouldn't come back. Turns out that the deadband, which is the centre sort of neutral zone, was set slightly too tight, which was causing it to have these micro twitches all the time and causing the potentiometer, I think, to fail. So they say that they've changed the programming. This is a brand new one of the new batch with the new programming, so hopefully it's going to work. Yep, that turns really quickly. I'm really happy with that. And because this is a monster torque servo, we're going to go with the green Loctite. We can adjust our steering link. I would prefer it to be more inboard than outboard, so I'll make sure, although actually that's quite outboard. Yeah, that'll do. We can always trim it. And it's still got power, so it's still active. So we'll just remove that. Right, it's not active. Don't want to fight with this thing. Yeah. So we've done the main bolt, then we'll do, make sure that's nice and tight. Great. And then we're going to pop this into the truck. Some servo cases are slightly bigger, different to others. They have different holes, they have different contacts. So it's just a case of double checking everything is how you want it to be. Right, there we have it. Holmes Hobbies Servo installed. Time to climb over something. So now we're up in the air. Give it a little wiggle. Loads of power, loads of torque. Absolutely awesome. Well, I've been running the Holmes Hobbies Servo today. It was super powerful, super accurate. Got a little bit of footage out on the rocks. I just love it. Just absolutely love it. And yeah, if you can afford one and you like to shift your crawler around using the servo to move around where you can't quite get traction and everything else, then absolutely get the Holmes Hobbies Servo. It does everything that they say it does. It is super strong, super accurate, super reliable, hopefully, and yeah, comes in the same size package as most of the servos. Why wouldn't you?